Howdy y'all, welcome to Nerd Studio in the new format. We're going to talk a little bit about some changes I'd like to see at the NRA. Stay tuned. I am a life member of the NRA. In fact, I'm like a patron member or something. I'm at that next level, and you know, I really do believe in its mission. I am keenly interested and follow the legal arm of the NRA, not so much the publicity arm. And what they do when they go into courtrooms and they file briefs for all the way up to the Supreme Court as friends of the court, and they really do fight for our Second Amendment rights. When this bump fire stock thing came out, and I'm sure you all know that, or have heard something about it, and Wayne LaPierre stepped up and said, you know, we think the ATF ought to look at these things. I about peeled the stickers off my car and did a video of me burning my card. I was so mad. In fact, I'm still really mad about it. It makes no sense to put more controls on objects and pass more laws. We already have laws that say murder is illegal. We've already shown that you can place all the laws you like and put controls on all the objects you want. It doesn't make a difference. It's a distraction. The core idea behind any of that is a farce. It's silliness beyond belief. It makes no logical sense. So yeah, I was about ready to go. Screw it. These guys, they've lost touch with me. They don't represent me. I don't know if you know who Adam Kraut is. If you follow the Gun Collective on YouTube, Adam Kraut does the legal brief segment. Adam is an attorney who works in the firearms industry, who fights for the rights of his clients to firearms rights for his clients in court, and he is really an expert at the federal level, at the very least, on our rights. I follow him on Facebook, and I asked him to comment, and I messaged him and said, hey, a whole bunch of us did, so it's not like I have some inline to Adam Kraut, but I messaged him and said, hey, would you post an opinion on this whole bump fire stock thing? And in that process, he made a statement about being an NRA member, because for reasons that'll become apparent, Adam is, of course, an NRA member, and he said, look, if you want the organization to change, you're never going to do that by protesting, which ought to be a lesson for a whole lot of people in America today. By protesting and burning your stuff and saying, I'm out of here, isn't going to make a difference. You have to stay in. You have to fight inside the organization to make the changes. And so that's what I'm here to say today. Adam's right. If we're going to change the way that the NRA represents us, we have to do it from the inside. And so I doubled down and actually increased myself up to the whatever the next membership level is, the double secret probation member. I don't know. My point is I'm putting more money in so that I get more of a say. You begin to be able to vote for board member elections. I think if you're a regular member, after 5 years or 3 years, you can look it up. And if you're a life member, you're a voting member, and you actually fill out ballots and all that stuff. If we ever hope to change the NRA, Adam was exactly right. That's what we need to do. We need to get in and exercise our right to vote. So what do I want to see change? Well, first of all, the guys that are representing us on camera, this Wayne LaPierre and Cox, I guess is his name. These guys, they don't represent me. I think there is a growing number of us out here that are members of the NRA or would like to be members of the NRA that those guys don't represent. We are tired of people thinking that there is some control you can place on a piece of plastic that is going to make a difference for these shootings. We're also tired of being told that America is an ever increasingly dangerous place to live. It isn't. Go look at the FBI statistics. Since 1991, It's going to happen again this year. They've already announced it. It's not, this is a safer and safer country. Firearms ownership going through the roof. It doesn't necessarily mean that owning firearms are making us safer, but it does absolutely mean that more firearms is not making us unsafer, less safe. So it's time for leadership of the NRA to change, folks that are not going to play around with those facts and are going to lobby in our court systems and in our halls of a state and federal, on a state and federal level, and say enough with the crap. Let's leave our law-abiding citizens alone and go solve whatever problem you think you've got, but go solve the problem. Stop pointing at guns. So I want to see a change in leadership. I want to see an overhaul of the board members of the NRA. As part of how this whole thing went, a lot of people said, well, screw the NRA, I'm going to go join the Gun Owners of America or some other organization, and with the idea that people were going to pick up in mass and move from the NRA to the GOA or whatever it is. That's just not a reality. We're not good as a community in organizing in that way, and all that really does is fracture us and make us less effective as an organization and as a community. Absolutely join the GOA. I'm a GOA member. Join your local firearms communities. Grassroots North Carolina. I'm a member of Grassroots North Carolina. They do great stuff locally. GOA is doing great stuff to help support. But don't give up on the NRA. We need to stay inside. We need to make this change. So how do we make this change? Well, you heard me talk about Adam Kraut. Adam Kraut is, for the second year, running for the board of directors for the NRA. And I'm going to do my best here on the channel, on my Facebook page, for just a conversation in general to support Adam. I think he gets this. In fact, I know he gets this. He's after the same changes that I am, and I think he has the knowledge in the background to get in there and do us all some good. But he's going to need support. They're coming up soon. You're going to see for your voting NRA members, there will be a petition that he needs us to sign that will get him on the board. Basically, there's a couple of ways you can get on the board of the NRA. You got to be, I think, recommended by other board members, or you can be nominated for the board by the membership, and that's what he is going to need us to do. So as that approaches, I'm going to be talking about how you get that petition, how you sign it, and how you send it off. So look for me to be supporting Adam Kraut for the NRA quite a bit in the coming months. The other thing that Adam has, and you can get involved in right now, I think there's still time to do it, he has submitted a petition to in an attempt to make bylaw changes for board membership at the NRA. It's basically some very thoughtful term limits and sort of upping the ante on what it takes to remain a board member on the NRA. Those things the goal is to force them to represent the membership. It gets the membership actively involved in who's on the board and makes them more accountable to us, which is absolutely what we need and what we want. All right, here's some gratuitous shooting. Hey, if you're not watching Mike Rowe on Facebook, or I think you can catch it on TBN. He has a series called "Returning the Favor." For us folks, firearms folks, go watch them all. They're great. But go check out season 2, episode 1. He just released it, and I think you'll find it fascinating. He does a really nice thing for. He's the chief of school police, I think, in, I want to say it's a town in South Carolina. Anyway, go check out the episode. It's great. Get you in the Christmas spirit. Ooh, there's a ringing headshot there. Wow, that felt really good. I haven't been out to the range in a while, and I haven't made a video in a while, and it felt really good to do it. I missed my Glock 19, and I missed my Trigicon HD sight, so it was nice to get out and shoot them. So let me summarize this video to say the NRA is still worth it. It has a long history of fighting for our Second Amendment rights, and with our support, it can continue to have that that reputation of getting in those court battles and influencing our congressmen and senators to remember that that is a God-given right. Don't give up on them, but this leadership's got to go. The LaPierre and Cox guys, time to move on, folks. If you're on the board of the NRA and you aren't on board with taking a stand and saying, look, controls on objects aren't the answer here. We already have enough laws. We don't need more. And those laws only apply to law-abiding citizens are the only ones they affect. If you're not on board to doing that, if you think you can give in on some of that, get off our board. Get out of that organization. We don't want you. Yeah. Gun Owners America, all those local organizations, absolutely support those too. They all have impact, but the NRA is still the gold standard. Support Adam Kraut. Follow his Facebook. Get up on the Gun Collective. Watch what he has to say. AdamKraut.com. I'll put all those links in the description of the video. He represents, I think, what the future of the NRA should be, and he's the one to watch. Let's get him on the board. All right, folks, always remember, anyone could shoot. I feel like Dorothy. Where's Toto? Anyone could shoot and have fun. We'll see you next time.